Hey guys, welcome on our today video. Please like, subscribe and share. On our today video we are going to make pizza. We are going to make homemade pizza. Homemade pizza. So we'll start by making our dough. First of all, we need 3 cups of flour on our bowl. 3 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Then next we are going to add in 2 tablespoons of sugar. Two teaspoons of sugar. Then next we are going to add in 1.5 teaspoon of salt. A half teaspoon of salt. Then next we are going to add in 2.25 teaspoon of yeast. 2.25 teaspoons of yeast. So after adding in everything, our dry ingredients, we are going to mix them nicely so that everything is mixed completely. So we'll be adding in warm water as we mix the flour to form a dough. We'll start adding in water little by little as we mix. We'll add in water little by little as we mix. Later, our dough is formed, so we are going to knead it so that it's soft. We are going to knead it so that it's very soft. So, we'll put it on the surface, sprinkle some flour on the surface, then we start kneading our dough to make it soft. This is how I usually knead it to make it soft. We are going to knead it for 2 to 3 minutes. We are going to knead the dough for 2 to 3 minutes. So later, we are going, we see if it's soft. It's not yet soft. So we are going to continue kneading it. So we'll return it to the bowl. We sprinkle some oil on it. Oil to make it soft. We apply oil on the dough. After applying oil, we are going to cover it and leave it to rest. So we are going to cover it. We are going to cover it with cling film or kitchen towel. Then we leave it to rest for 2 hours. So as our dough is resting, we start making our toppings. So we'll start by cutting our chicken into pieces, chicken pressed into pieces. So we are going to cut it. Then we marinate our chicken. then we leave it for 30 minutes. So that's how I'm going to cut my chicken into small pieces. This is chicken breast or boneless. So after cutting it, we are going to marinate it. I'm going to marinate my chicken with salt, a pinch of salt, a pinch of paprika, a pinch of peri-peri, coriander, ginger and garlic, then lastly we'll add in cooking oil. That's how I'm going to marinate my chicken breast for our pizza. So we'll mix it. After mixing it, we're going to cover it for 30 minutes. We are going to cover it for 30 minutes. So 30 minutes later, on our pan, we'll start by frying our onions. We'll start by frying our onions. We'll start by frying onions for 2 to 3 minutes. Later, 3 minutes later, we are going to add in our marinated chicken and stir it. We are going to stir it, then we leave it for 10 minutes to cook. Next, we're going to make our tomato sauce. So I'm going to blend my tomatoes. This is how I'm going to make my tomato sauce, or you can buy tomato sauce in the shop. So I'm going to blend my tomatoes, then I'll cook them. I'm going to cook them. I'll cook it for 3 minutes. Then later, I'm going to add in ketchup. Or tomato paste. So you can add in ketchup or tomato paste. For me, I'm going to add in tomato paste to make the tomato paste or tomato sauce thick. So I'll cook it. So those are my toppings: tomato sauce, capsicum, onion, chicken, and cheese. Those are my toppings, my pizza toppings. So 2 hours later, my dough is ready. So I'm going to divide the dough into 2 same size pieces. I'm going to divide it into 2 because I'll be making 2 pizzas, 2 pieces of pizzas. So you see that on the same size. So I'll sprinkle flour on the surface, then and start rolling the dough to form a flat-based leavened dough. I will roll my dough to make a flat-based leavened dough. So on our baking tray, we are going to put some oil, then sprinkle some flour on our baking tin or our baking tray. We are going to apply oil, then sprinkle some flour so that our dough or our pizza doesn't stick on the tray. So after doing that, we are going to put our flat-based dough on the tray. As you can see, it is putted on the tray. So after doing that, we will make sure the dough is well placed on the tray. After placing our dough on the tray, we'll start putting our toppings. So we'll start with our tomato sauce. We'll make sure we spread nicely the tomato sauce on the dough. So after spreading it, we'll put cheese. Next, we're going to put cheese. So we'll spread the cheese every part of the dough nicely. On the top of the dough, we're going to spread cheese nicely so that our pizza tastes nice. So after spreading cheese on the pizza, next we're going to add in our chicken pieces, our fried chicken pressed pieces. So we're going to add in our fried chicken pressed pieces on the top of the cheese. Then next, after that, after adding the chicken breast, we're going to add in our capsicum and onions. I'm going to add or to put capsicum and onions on the top of the chicken. So that's how I'm going to I'll spread the capsicum on the top of the pizza or on the top of the dough. As you can see, that's how I'm going to put or to spread capsicum and onions. I'll not put a lot of capsicum. I'll not put a lot of onions because I don't want my pizza to have that taste of onion or capsicum. I want it to have a taste of pizza like thing. So that's how I'm going to put it. Then next, I'm going to put my my mozzarella cheese. Next, the piece of mozzarella cheese. I'll put the piece of mozzarella cheese on top of it. I'll put pieces of mozzarella cheese on top of it. As you can see, that is it. That's the look of my pizza when it's not cooked. So I'll put the pizza in my preheated oven. I preheated the oven first. Now I'm putting my pizza in the oven. Then I'll bake it or I'll cook it for 30 minutes. I'll bake it or I'll cook it in the oven for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, as you can see, my pizza is ready. 30 minutes later, as you can see, my chicken pizza is ready. So I'm going to cut it into pizza pieces. I'm going to cut it into pizza pieces. And that is it for today. Please like. If you like what I've done, please thumbs up. Welcome.